Life be like, ooh, my life be like, ooh. Songs on my head today. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? NATOR'S Week 7 game picks. Welcome back. Welcome back. Glad to have you back. It's that time of the week again where we're getting close to kickoff. Game tomorrow on Thursday night. My Cowboys are on a bye, so KG it is because why not? Big ticket access to this room. Yeah, that's right. You're gonna need a ticket to get in here because this is NATOR'S Week 7 game picks, and it's going down now. Ooh yeah. My life be like ooh Okay, I'm gonna stop. All right, guys. So check it out. Week 6 recap. I went 8-7. Good. Decent bounce back from having a losing pick'em record from week 5. So yeah, I'm kind of happy about that. And I got some notable games here. My upset alert of the week did not go in. The Bucks didn't even get double-digit points against the Lions. They lost. Surprise! I got called the Bengals over the Seahawks, and then Titans did not get close to beating the Ravens. I mean, the scoreboard may have seemed close, but watching the game, they really were not moving the ball really at all, really against the Ravens. Bills over Giants. Jets get their first ever victory against the Eagles. I predicted it being 20-29. So I got the Jets score right. They had 20, but the Eagles had 14, and I predicted them having 29. So that was a close one. But yeah, so that's what's fun about this though, because you never know what's going to happen. So all in all, 8-7. That brings my total to 51-42. And without further ado, let's roll over to week 7. And let's look at the first matchup here, Jaguars at Saints. This game is in the Superdome. For a second, I looked at this. I thought, oh no, the Jags again in London? Man, they might as well be called the London Jaguars, but that is not the case. This game is in New Orleans and the Superdome, not the Silverdome, brother. So yeah, no, I think this will be a pretty good fought battle. Both these defenses are pretty solid, and Trevor Lawrence questionable in this game. The Saints have some question marks when they're skill players, but all in all, I think the Jags have gotten on a roll since they beat Buffalo. They took care of the Colts last week, a division opponent, and I don't see why they can't handle business against the Saints. It's going to be loud in that dome, but I mean, that's why the good teams are good teams. So I got the Jaguars winning here, 30-22 on Thursday Night Football. Now on the Sunday night slate of games, we got the Falcons at the Bucks. These two teams typically play each other pretty competitive. Back even when Tom Brady was playing for the Buccaneers, the Falcons seemed to, other than the Saints, the Falcons seemed to be giving him trouble at times. But he did pull off the wins, of course. But it wasn't always easy for Brady to move the ball against him. And the Falcons here, predict them losing last week against the Commanders. They did. I don't see them losing. Against the Bucks because the Bucks are coming off of a underwhelming performance. Their defense played way too long. Baker Mayfield missed some open receivers. So I think the Falcons here, this is going to be a gritty game. The Falcons here I think they commit less mistakes. Mistakes not necessarily being turnovers, but catching the ball, penalties and such like that. I think they come out on top here on the road against the Buccaneers, getting a division win, 17-13. And Raiders at Bears, 17-13 for the last game. Raiders at Bears at home. Justin Fields is questionable, but it will be a game time decision, as reported by Matt Eberflus said. And the Raiders, both these quarterbacks are questionable. Jimmy Garoppolo has a back injury, but he was listed as questionable as well. The Raiders have been playing a little underwhelming offense. Devontae Adams' numbers are on pace to be very low. So I want this to be a game where he can kind of come back out and dominate. I like to see receivers do well. And the Bears are a good matchup for Devontae. And they're a little banged up. So I think the Raiders are going to pull it off on the road here over the Bears, putting them in very good position in the AFC West, considering the Chargers are playing the Chiefs. So yeah, I think this can look good for the Raiders, but they got to take care of business on the road in Chicago. I got the Raiders winning 28-21. All right, and that brings us to the Browns at the Colts. The Colts have won 3 of the last 4 matchups against the Cleveland Browns. 3 of the last 4. So I think the Browns are kind of, sick of hearing it. I mean, not necessarily that the national media or the internet's talking about it, but I'm sure the players in that building are certainly thinking about it. I know the last played in 2020, they lost. I think Myles Garrett was a part of that team, so he's seen that. The Colts are a competitive team, but the Browns, I mean, they upset the Niners last week and did it at home and did it with authority too, especially how the way their defense played. So I can see this. I see both these defenses flying around. Anthony Richardson, the quarterback for the Colts, is on IR. Breaking news today, and the I was gonna say the Commanders or the Browns quarterback, Deshaun Watson, hasn't been healthy a lot lately either. So it could be some. We have Gardner Minshew potentially playing against PJ Walker. So we'll see how that goes. But I got the Browns winning here late in the fourth quarter, 23-20 in Indianapolis. Commanders at Giants. I think this is a trap game. Not necessarily a trap game. I don't think the Commanders here are. I think the Giants have lost so many games, and this game not being on prime time, I think it's good for them. I think they don't have to have all the eyes on them. I think they can probably potentially do good. They actually looked formidable on offense with Tyrod Taylor starting. Daniel Jones is questionable, so is Saquon Barkley, so they may play. But if they don't count out this team. It's when you least expect them to do something is when they usually do something. So that's why I have the Giants beating the Commanders, led by Sam Howell, Eric Bieniemy, and Riverboat Ron. I got them winning 23-17 here, giving their fan base a little bit a better feeling, a little better feeling in their stomachs about their team. And then we have the Lions at the Ravens. Series record: the Ravens have only lost to the Lions once. They've played 6 times in history, and I think 7 times. And the Ravens have won 6 out of 7. So the Lions here coming in with a chip on their shoulder. I believe that they're telling themselves that this is one of the top tier teams in the AFC, and we need to come in here and show them that we're for real. But this Ravens defense, just like that Cleveland Browns defense and that AFC North, just breathes and breeds defense like it's a cow giving out free milk. So honestly, I wanted to pick the Lions here, but I got the Ravens winning. I think they're gonna keep that domination over this franchise. Obviously AFC versus NFC don't play each other all the time, but I got to be in close. I got Jared Goff going to pass for a lot of yards, but I got him stifling in the red zone where the Ravens have been very good. And I think Lamar Jackson makes fewer mistakes in the fourth quarter to secure the victory here. Maybe they'll run out the clock on the Lions, but I got the Ravens winning here 20-17 over the Lions. That brings me to the Bills at the Pats. Bills at Patriots. Patriots at home, not been a good team at home at all. The Bills coming off of a interesting game, to say the least, against the Giants, where they won on Sunday night. But the Bills also, I feel like, are victim to the not victim. Sometimes they're victims, sometimes they're they benefit. But being on prime time isn't always good for them, I feel. So this will be a good opportunity for them to just handle business. Not too many people watching. I don't think a lot of people will be interested in this game to watch anyway. So I got the Bills here, led by Josh Allen, going up against the Pats, who are banged up. Questions at quarterback. I got them beating the Pats here 32-14 and getting a division win. Cardinals at Seahawks, another division matchup, 2 NFC West opponents. The Cardinals were competitive against the Rams last week, but they couldn't generate any points. The Seahawks, pretty much same story, competitive against the Bengals, but couldn't score any points. If Kenneth Walker can't do it all by himself, Geno Smith needs to start making some plays with those plethora of playmakers that they do have on that offense. But I do see this coming out, another defensive battle contest where I don't think both offenses combined don't score more than 2 or 3 touchdowns. That's just how I can see this game going, because the Cardinals have been that kind of team all year. So although Kyler Murray is back off from IR, but there's no reason they're going to rush him back. So the Cardinals, I think the Seahawks are going to win here over the Cardinals at home, 19-13. bringing their record higher, and the Cardinals still only a one-win team. All right. Now we got two historic franchises matching up here. The Steelers at the Rams. The Rams have lost 6 of their last 7 games against the Pittsburgh Steelers. 6 of their last 7. So pretty significant there. I think the Rams are the Steelers are coming off a bye from last week, and the Rams played. They played the Cardinals, got a division win. I think this game with the Steelers coming off of a bye, getting their players healthy, this will be a big test for them. But I think they're gonna pull it out because this Steelers team is gonna scrap like no one else. But the Rams defense is no slouches either. I think they can get after Kenny Pickett and make it uncomfortable for him. Matthew Stafford just has to understand that this defense will increase the heat in the second half. So he just has to play smarter, especially considering if the Rams get on the board first, which I can see happening. So I do have the Rams here breaking this long, this domination by the Steelers over them the past 25 years. So I really think that this will be a big test for them. Although the Steelers haven't been the most impressive on offense, but the Steelers are always a team that somehow, some way, can just fizzle into the postseason, even with bad statistical numbers across the board. So I got the Rams winning here, 26-20, in a pretty nip-tuck game. So we'll be looking for that one. Chargers at Chiefs, like as mentioned, AFC West, 2 AFC West teams here. Chargers coming off of a loss on Monday night. Chiefs coming off of a win. They have a long rest. They played on Thursday night against the Broncos last week. So not much to say. The Chiefs have pretty much dominated not necessarily dominated them, but they've had the Chargers number. Games where the Chargers have went up on them 10, 14 points. The Chiefs come back and win. So the Chiefs at home, a very hard team to beat. The Chargers, they can't get a running game going, so I think that's going to stifle them here too. And Herbert has to drop back and throw the ball more than 35, 40 times, then that's when Chris Jones is having he's licking his chops. So fortunately, I don't see them upsetting the Chiefs, so I got the Chiefs winning here, 31-24. All right, Packers at Broncos. This is going to be my upset alert of the week here. Upset alert of the week. Packers at Broncos. Packers had a bye week last week as well. They didn't look too formidable. They lost to the Lions the week before they went into their bye, and I think they're gonna come out a little flat here. Their defense is not bad at all. Their offense has had their ups and downs, and the Broncos, at home they should have an advantage because it's getting colder up there in the Pacific North, in the Northwest, and the Rockies is getting colder, and I think the Broncos here will come together. It won't be pretty, of course, but I think they'll come together here and beat a Packers team who have beat the Broncos 3 of their last 4 meetings. And that dates back a lot of years because AFC and NFC teams play each other every 4 years. So unless they handpick certain teams. But I think the Broncos are probably hearing that in their building, bulletin board material, all that stuff. So they're probably definitely tired of that. And yeah, these two teams played in the Super Bowl, a Super Bowl rematch matchup, just like the Steelers and the Rams. But I think the Broncos will upset them here, in a way. Because no one really expects them to be make any noise. So I got them winning here, 19-16 over the Green Bay Packers. All right, and that brings us to the Dolphins at Eagles. This right here is a Sunday night football matchup, and rightfully so. We've been getting the Giants so much on primetime. Let's get the Dolphins in on the primetime. Dolphins in this series, they've won their last 2 against Philadelphia, so Philadelphia definitely probably has been hearing that. This Dolphins offense has picked apart the Eagles secondary in the past. So it's going to be interesting to see how they try to defend Tyreek Hill, who's on a record pace right now. I'll have to keep watching the season. I'm not expecting to go over 1,000 after this game, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Eagles try to defend him. And Raheem Mostert. I think Devon Achane is still questionable, so I don't think he'll play. But Raheem Mostert is fast, physical, and so far it leads the league in rushing touchdowns. So The Eagles are definitely going to have to defend the running game just as much as the passing game of the Dolphins. They're a vertical team, so this is gonna be a fun watch. I do have the Eagles winning though, because they did come off of a game they shouldn't have lost. Whatever. I'm glad they lost, because I mean, hey, everyone counted out the Jets, but I think people are going to be favoring the Dolphins over them, and that's gonna make them play their style of football, their heavy run, and then at the end of the game, I think they're just gonna stall them out and run the clock out on the Dolphins. I got this game of the week for sure, but I got the Eagles winning here, 34-31. Brings us to the last matchup, Monday Night Football. The Vikings, the San Francisco 49ers at the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings coming off of a win last week against the Bears. Didn't have their star wide receiver healthy. The Niners got banged up against the Browns. Trent Williams, Deebo Samuel, and Christian McCaffrey are questionable for this game. Obviously, the two out of three should definitely play, especially Trent Williams, because he's probably going to be matched up with Danielle Hunter, or Danielle Hunter will be matched up with him. Trent Williams isn't going to move along the offensive line, obviously, but the Vikings have not had success against the Niners, at least in the last 5 years. They had a playoff game against them too, and they couldn't really do much at all. And I don't see this being much different unless the Vikings just come out with gadget plays, and because they're just not a better team, so it's going to be hard for them to score and stay ahead in this game. So for that reason, I have the Niners here at a bounce back win from their loss over the Vikings, 25-10, and that wraps up Week 7. I did not mention this before I started doing the predictions, but the teams on bye weeks for Week 7 is the Cincinnati Bengals, the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Jets, the Carolina Panthers, Houston Texans, and the Tennessee Titans. 6 teams on bye this week, which means we have 13 matchups of NFL games, because there's 32 teams, 6 teams on bye, 26 left. Divide that by 2, because there's you need 2 teams to play a game, 13 matchups. So that's what Week 7 is looking like. I think it'll get off to a good start with a interesting matchup here between the Jags and the Saints on Thursday night, and it'll have a pretty good conclusion. Anything can happen, of course, so don't be surprised if the Niners potentially even struggle against the Vikings. I don't see that happening, but anything can happen. I was wrong last week, and this week could be no different. So thanks again for joining the channel. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Comment the scores. Give me your predictions. I want to hear what you guys think, or maybe anything. I'm excited for this week. Cowboys are on a bye. Rest up. They're gonna play the Rams the next week right there. Rams are playing the Steelers coming off a bye, and they'll have another game against the team coming off a bye, rather than beat the Steelers coming off a bye, and then instead of the Cowboys coming off a bye. So I'll leave that I'll leave that to the field now for Sunday, Thursday, and Monday, and I hope everyone stays healthy, stays safe, and enjoys some Sunday football as we get close to the end of October. And I'll see you guys soon. NATOR'S out.